Hello and welcome. We are coming to you with an exclusive interview from the Presidency. We have a very special guest today, His Excellency President Ersin Tatar. We will discuss a variety of issues ranging from the 50th anniversary of the Cyprus peace operation, the Cyprus issue, and the President's recent overseas visits. Thank you for your valuable time, Mr. President. As Turkish people all over the world are joyfully celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Cyprus peace operation, first and foremost, what key messages would you like to give on this anniversary?
Well, as you just said, we are celebrating the 50th year of the peace operation. 50 years is a long time. Obviously, we have been celebrating it every year very joyfully. But this year is a special year because the 50th year is half a century. Obviously, that means that as the Prime Minister Bülent Ecevit at the time said, we are intervening in Cyprus to re-establish order, but mostly to take peace to Cyprus, not only to the Turkish Cypriots, but also to the Greek Cypriots, because there have been bloodshed in Cyprus for years and years. And after the events on the 15th of July, 74, again 50 years ago, the colonials in Greece, with their collaborators here in Cyprus, they established or carried out a coup d'etat, overthrowing Makarios and establishing the Second Hellenic Republic in the Eastern Mediterranean. So we are celebrating the peace operation after 50 years, but we are also not forgetting what Greek colonials and their Greek civil counterparts did, which was to overthrow Makarios with a view to join or unite Cyprus to Greece, and the next move would have been the extermination, complete extermination of the Turkish Cypriots. So the peace operation not only brought peace, but also saved the Turkish Cypriots from mass extermination, which we went through many years ago in the 1960s. Therefore, I once more like to commemorate with deep gratitude all those people who lost their lives in the peace operation, and those people who have believed in our cause and who have contributed to the development of the Turkish Cypriot state, Turkish autonomous state, then Turkish federate state, and now the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus obviously has been consolidating over all these years. And this state in the Eastern Mediterranean is a fully independent Turkish state of the Turkish Cypriots. And wherever I go, I say, basically, we in Cyprus, Turkish Cypriots in Cyprus, but we have a lot of our citizens in our motherland, Turkey, in the United Kingdom, in Australia. So all Turkish Cypriots, wherever we are all celebrating the 50th year of the peace operation. It's our operation. It was an operation that was carried out very successfully with our motherland Turkey and Turkish army. And Turkish Cypriots have been reborn. It's our, in a way, what we say, it's our real birthday, because if this peace operation hadn't taken place, we would have been probably wiped out. So it's been basically our birthday. So we are celebrating the 50th year with these memories. And these memories are obviously part of our real history. And therefore, those people who have been born since then, now is 50 years old, when we look back, what we have gone through, what we have suffered, the peace operation was basically a milestone in the history of the Turkish Cypriots. So I, with this feeling, once more congratulate, and once more I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Turkish army and to all those mujahids and all the other Turkish Cypriots who fought for our independence, who fought for our well-being. And now we are here in the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus in the Eastern Mediterranean, living in peace, living in harmony, and with all the economic prosperity that we enjoy. We all owe it to the Turkish peace operation.
Your Excellency, could you provide an update on the latest developments regarding the Cyprus issue? As for more than half a century, negotiations have been held for a federal-based settlement to no avail. Why has there not been a solution to date?
Because Greek Cypriots in the last at least 50 years, we have been negotiating, starting from our co-founder, President Tatar days, for many years, to find a solution to the long protracted Cyprus problem on a federal basis. But we have found out over the years, including in the Annan Plan and later in Crans-Montana, that the Greek Cypriots do not intend to share equitably and equally power, wealth, and governance of the island with the Turkish Cypriots, because they view the Turkish Cypriots simply as a minority, and they still regard Cyprus as a Hellenic island. And one day it's their oath that Cyprus should be united with Greece, and the European Union mechanism is, in a way, indirectly unification with Greece, according to their belief, and that Turkey, our motherland and guarantor power, should, after a certain period of time, leave the island. Her guarantee rights should be exterminated, terminated, and Turkish troops should pull out. In this day and age, where we have fighting going on in Gaza, what we have seen in Ukraine, what there has been in Bosnia some years ago, the world is still very much a dynamite. And you can have crashes, wars, everything. Therefore, for Turkish Cypriots to continue their peace, security, and peace of mind, we will always need the Turkish guarantee to continue. We will always need some Turkish troops on the island as a deterrent force. And therefore, my view, and this is what the policy that I am now following, with this full support of our motherland, Turkey, that if we are going to have a just, fair, and lasting and sustainable solution to the Cyprus problem, it should definitely be on a two-state basis, two-state solution. And this two-state solution has now been very successfully communicated to all interested parties, including the Europeans, the United Nations, the Americans, the UK, and all the other countries in the world who are interested in the Cyprus problem. They have been briefed about our new policy, a two-state solution in Cyprus, which is basically based on sovereign equality and equal international status. Because if you go back to federalism, in that kind of format, there is no hope for Turkish Cypriots, because that is a parameter where the majority will, at the end of the day, rule over and dominate the minority. And with Turkey pulling out and guarantee rights having been terminated after so many years, that would mean that this island, especially in the European Union, with the facts of the European Union, where you have no obstacles to settlement, mobility, labor, migration, and settlement, all free, you would soon find out that the north of the island is also dominated by the Greek Cypriots and Greeks. Therefore, our proposed solution, which is supported by Turkey, is a two-state solution. That's why I believe that a two-state solution is the only way forward with hope for a more prosperous Cyprus for the Turkish Cypriots. And this new policy is gradually getting more and more support from other countries, including Azerbaijan, the other Turkish republics. And even in Europe and the United Kingdom, we have some serious followers, like Jack Straw. He was the Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom during the Annan Plan, and he came out with a statement quite lately saying that a two-state solution is the only way forward. And a few weeks ago, Alexander Downer visited me, who was Foreign Secretary of Australia for so many years, and he was here as a United Nations representative for 6 years after the Annan Plan. And he also said that, in his view, the only way forward would be a two-state solution. So this two-state solution, new policy, is getting more and more support. And I think Turkish Cypriots will, by and large, and I must say that not only in Cyprus, but in other countries like United Kingdom, Australia, and all those people living in Turkey, because we have a lot of citizens living outside of Cyprus. They also support very much a two-state solution. So our new policy, a two-state solution, and federalism is an exhausted possibility, which has been tried for so many times and all been rejected by the Greek Cypriots, because they refuse to share power, wealth, and governance with the Turkish Cypriots. And the United Nations, and especially this current General Secretary, Antonio Guterres, is a key witness, as he was the key operator of the Crans-Montana meetings in 2017, and he did tell me in person that he was very disappointed by the Greek Cypriot attitudes in those meetings, because they simply refused to say anything, despite the president before me, Mustafa Akıncı, having given a map and having said that he's prepared to discuss guarantee rights of Turkey, which was definitely something that I very much disagree, because up to then, Turkey's guarantees were never discussed, were never on the table. But during Mustafa Akıncı, when he was the president, he said, we can also discuss the guarantees. This is something I think not correct. We should not discuss guarantees, because guarantee rights are the rights of Turkey from historical and from international agreements, emanating from history and international agreements. And the only country which would decide on the future of the guarantee rights is Turkey herself. It's not up to us to discuss Turkey's guarantee rights. And I think any Turkish Cypriot with sensible Turkish Cypriot would always want Turkish guarantee to continue.
And can you please provide us with details of your recent visits and contacts abroad?
Well, basically I have been moving around because to promote North Cyprus, to be able to explain the latest developments, the fact that we have two states in Cyprus, two democracies, two different peoples, that the Turkish Cypriots are Muslim, Turkish, culture is different, all our background and our, as I say, culture, music, sports, everything is different to Greek Cypriots. Whereas when you look from the outside, there is some very complicated view that Cypriots are Cypriots and Cypriots should be left alone. But you don't have a Cypriot nation. You are either a Turkish Cypriot or a Greek Cypriot. So visiting other countries, meeting a lot of people, meeting their press, meeting their civil organizations, and being able to give speeches, visiting universities, giving conferences to young people, gives us the opportunity to explain to the people of those countries that I've been visiting what actually is happening in Cyprus, that there are at least for the last 60 years, two different states. One is Turkish Cypriot in the north, Greek Cypriot in the south, and that the Turkish Cypriots are different to Greek Cypriots. We have a lot of links and bondage with Turkey, and what we have been doing in the last 50 years is basically to consolidate our own state. We have our own democracy, we have our own way of life, we have our own young children. We are preparing to the future with our own culture, and that United Nations regulations, as you know, say, if you are a different people, quote, you have the right to determine your own future, self-determination right. So wherever I go, I basically insist that Turkish Cypriots, a different people, have a self-determination right, as emanating and stipulated by the Republic of Cyprus Agreement. In the Republic of Cyprus Agreement, it does say categorically that this new republic is being founded by two different partners, Turkish Cypriots, Greek Cypriots, and defines a Turkish Cypriot, defines a Greek Cypriot. So after all these years, with all what went through, it's only fair that as a Turkish Cypriot, I would claim and insist that the future of my people rely very much on a different state. Our state, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. And the net message that I give, I also want a resolution to the Cyprus problem. I know that there's a problem. It's an international problem. But for this problem to be resolved on an equitable basis, fair, practical, and sustainable, it should be a two-state basis, and the Turkish Republic of North Cyprus should be a party to the final agreement. In other words, Greek Cypriot state, Turkish Cypriot state should somehow find an agreement and then later coexist together in this island. Coexistence is, in fact, something which is very understandable because we have to live on this island together. But to be able to reciprocity, respect each other, you have to respect that the Turkish Cypriots have their own state, have their own all sorts of government functions with our police, with our courts, with our municipalities, with our democracy, with our civil society. Everything we have, you have. So as a reciprocity, we have to respect each other to coexist. And if you can coexist peacefully, then we can together exploit all the natural resources around in the Eastern Mediterranean, which, according to some reliable expert reports, say these are billions of dollars worth of natural wealth down there. So So let's exploit them together on an equitable basis. Let's work for environment together. Let's work for cultural heritage together to preserve the identity of the island for future generations. But to be able to do this, obviously, you got to respect each other. Unfortunately, we don't get the respect that we deserve from our Greek Cypriot neighbors because they insist that this is a Hellenic island, that the Turkish Cypriot should be subordinate to our authority. In other words, one single sovereignty, Cyprus Federal Republic, the majority will rule the minority, Turkey will pull out, and then the Turkish Cypriots obviously will feel very uncomfortable because if Turkey is not here with the Turkish army to protect us so that we feel security, if you don't feel secure, then we will lose everything. Therefore, in a nutshell, my message is we Turkish Cypriots on a two-state solution, we are prepared to coexist. We are prepared to respect as a reciprocity our Greek Cypriot friends in the south, but to be able to do that, we need reciprocity. In other words, for them to face the reality. The reality, when you look at the ground, it is that for the last 6 years, we have had two states on this island, and the Turkish Cypriot state in the north is as valid, as legal as the Greek Cypriot state in the north. Probably, I would say that the Turkish Cypriot state in the north is more legal than the one in the south, because the one in the south is the Republic of Cyprus, which has been occupied by the Greek Cypriots in the 1963s after the, as you know, fight to the Turkish Cypriots in Kandil Blood Christmas. Therefore, I call all the international community to reconsider their position. I say to reconsider because still some of them believe that the United Nations resolutions way back 50 years ago still there, calling for two regions, two communities, and on a federal basis. This has been exhausted, as demonstrated by many negotiations, all having achieved nothing, absolutely nothing. Therefore, it's about time that they reconsider their policy towards Cyprus, because there have been examples in the world, in other countries, that in this kind of environment, you cannot have a successful federalism, because the stronger one will always dominate the weaker one, and a federal structure, which should be on an equality basis, will never survive to make a success out of it for both communities. Therefore, I would still insist that a two-state solution is the only reliable and realistic solution to the Cyprus problem.
And now some information of your Azerbaijan contacts. You recently participated in a very important summit of the heads of state of the Organization of Turkic States in Azerbaijan. The TRNC has been an observer member at the Turkic organization. Is this a sign that the TRNC is becoming more accepted internationally?
Well, obviously, Turkish states are important states, and motherland Turkey has been supporting our membership. And lately, Azerbaijan President İlham Aliyev is giving his full support, and he did say very openly to the whole international community that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus will always be in Azerbaijan. Head of state Ersin Tatar will be invited to important international meetings and other meetings, including our ministers, our other institutions, including our Chamber of Commerce and the others, have all been invited to Azerbaijan. And in all those meetings, we have had our Turkish Cypriot flag in the meetings. The meeting that I attended in Shusha was a historical meeting, because after the land got back from the Armenians, after the 44-day war in Azerbaijan, returning back of Karabakh to Azerbaijan territory was a major achievement for the Azerbaijan nation, and the top commander and president İlham Aliyev gives Karabakh major importance. And for him to invite us, the Turkish Republic of North Cyprus, to these Turkish state meetings in Karabakh was a major demonstration of his respect and conviction in the Turkish Cypriot. So I would like to take this opportunity once again to thank him very much on my behalf and the Turkish Cypriots that we were honored to be in Shusha. In Shusha, you might have seen on TV and other social media postings that I was one of the heads of state in that meeting, and I was given the chance, the opportunity to make a speech, as did the other Turkish presidents, and with our Turkish Cypriot flag was present in the meeting. This is, in a way, very much promotion of the Turkish Cypriot Republic. The Turkish Cypriot Republic was shown all around the world with Azerbaijan president and with all the other Turkish president, and one of them, Ersin Tatar of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. Some countries might have objected. I'm sure that they did. Greek Cypriots, Greece, some European countries, I hear, have rang Azerbaijan and said that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is not a recognized republic, and the sole authority for Cyprus is the Cyprus Republic, and that the Turkish Cypriot Republic, we should not have been there. We should not have been invited, and we should not have been given the chance to make a speech and to be there. But Azerbaijan President İlham Aliyev very courageously did say to them that Turkish Cypriots are our true brothers. We believe in their cause, and that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus will be in this meeting with their flags, and the Turkish Cypriot leader, the president, will make his speech like the others, and we did. So I once more extend my gratitude to İlham Aliyev, the president of Azerbaijan. Obviously, this is a major move for us, because with our name, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, to be present in these meetings, obviously is promoting deterrency throughout the world. We might have some troubles and objections, but we are gradually moving on, and I expect to be next in Kyrgyzstan, in Bishkek. There were similar meeting in November, and the Turkish Vice President Cevdet Yılmaz, who represented Tayyip Erdoğan, the President Tayyip Erdoğan in that meeting, did say in his speech out and loud that we expect that Mr. Tatar will be present in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan at our next meeting. So Turkey, a motherland and a very strong country in the Turkish world, is basically very loudly and clearly supporting deterrency, which is a major support for our cause. Therefore, gradually we are getting there. It takes time, because for the last 55 years we were wasting our time discussing federalism, which failed. Now, for the last 4 years, we've been promoting a two-state solution, and as a result of this new policy, we have been obviously getting somewhere, as we did in Shusha, Azerbaijan. Next, we hope to be in other countries, and our efforts, our endeavors, with the support of Turkey, visits to many other countries, and getting the opportunity to make speeches, to meet other people, including their press and their officials, obviously is giving us the opportunity to explain the position of the Turkish Cypriots, that we are a different state, different democracy, different people, and we deserve to walk into the future with our own independent rights. Independence meaning basically that we should not be subject to the authority of the others, because the Greek Cypriots would basically want to make us a subordinate authority, the main authority up there, single authority. Greek Cypriots and the Turkish Cypriots just a subordinate authority to be taken instructions from the center, and the center dominated by the Greeks. So our new policy is basically a two-state solution where nobody dominates the other. We are not subordinates. We are an equal state to the others, and let's coexist in this important Eastern Mediterranean on this new reality being a two-state solution.
Your Excellency, everyone is anxious for direct flights. You recently hosted a prominent UK Member of Parliament, Sir Ian Duncan-Smith, in the Tyrrhene. We watched the news and Sir Ian's open support for direct flights to the Tyrrhene. Can you enlighten us on this issue, please?
I've been in touch with Right Honourable Sir Yandan Hafid for at least 5 years. I visited him in Parliament in the United Kingdom. I've had lunches with him, I've had dinner with him, I've had a lot of meetings with him. I have some British friends who have made the contacts, some Turkish Cypriots who are in his constituency in the UK. By the way, Turkish Cypriot lobby activity, especially in London, is very important. And in fact, in my latest visit to the United Kingdom, where he was invited to the festival, Turkish Cypriot Festival, he came, Sir Duncan Smith came to our festival and he made a speech, and he did say in his speech that if he is re-elected, he would work for the start of direct flights to Cyprus, because this is very important as far as human rights are concerned of the Turkish Cypriots living in the United Kingdom, probably as many as 300,000, and also other British citizens who want to fly directly to North Cyprus. Traveling rights are basic human rights, and he did say in front of the cameras very openly and loudly, and he promised that if he's re-elected, Sir Yandan Hafid, he was invited to the Turkish Cypriot Festival last month, and he said openly, loud and clearly in his speech that if he's re-elected from Chingford, where Turkish Cypriots are really a good number, he would continue to support our claim for direct flights to North Cyprus, because this is a human rights problem, and we have a lot of Turkish Cypriots who are also British citizens living in the United Kingdom who would like to have direct flights to North Cyprus, and also a lot of British citizens who want to fly directly to North Cyprus. And he did say that for years he has been trying to help, but he will work even harder if he is re-elected. And I made a speech saying I very much welcome Ian Duncan's speech, and I said I am asking all the Turkish Cypriots living in this constituency, Chingford and Woodford Green, to support Sir Ian. And I said if he is re-elected, I am sure that he will make his first visit to North Cyprus. We did support him. He got re-elected when the Conservatives, by and large, lost a lot of seats and the Labour Party came in. As you know, Sir Duncan Smith is a member of the Conservative Party. And in this very difficult election, he managed to be re-elected. And I believe that the Turkish votes helped him to be re-elected. And he kept his words. His first visit abroad after the re-election, which was only a couple of weeks ago, he visited us here. He came to my presidency in this very room, and in front of our flags, he made that comment, and outside he made a speech saying basically that he will work and see if we can achieve direct flights to North Cyprus, because it's a human rights problem, and that so many people who are Turkish Cypriots and also British citizens, and so many British citizens would like to fly to North Cyprus, and he will constantly support our cause, which is, I think, a major achievement, because for somebody like him, ex-minister, he was a minister for social affairs for 6 years in a conservative government. He was for some time leader of the Conservative Party. He's a very popular man, and in his credibility, he's a Right Honourable Sir Ian Duncan. He's a well-known figure, very respected politician. His support obviously is of some great value to us, because over the years, gradually we have built such lobby supporters, and Ian Duncan was instrumental in getting 54 members of parliament to sign a bill to support direct flights to North Cyprus before the elections. Now, he tells me that his target is 100 members of parliament to sign a petition to support direct flights to North Cyprus. So in the last few years, as you can see, we have done a lot. I mean, in the previous years, we didn't have this much activity to get members of parliament to come out to make statements like this, or to prepare petitions to kind of create public opinion that there's something going on and we should correct this. Because direct flights is a human right problem, and if you don't have direct flights somewhere, which you can, especially with the airport that we have. I mean, Sir Ian Duncan When he came here after landing, he said he was very impressed by our airport. He says he's been to many countries, many visits, and probably in many countries that he's been to, they don't have an airport like this. And we have an airport of an international credibility, which has all the security arrangements, which has all the capabilities to accommodate any kind of big airplanes landing there. And he said this, and I was very, very happy to hear this from him.
On behalf of BRT and myself, thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you very much for visiting me and for this interview. As you know, once again, I would like to remind our people, wherever they are watching us, that we are now preparing to celebrate the 50th year of the Turkish peace operation, which is a very critical date in our history. It is a date where Turkish troops landed on the island to save the Turkish from massacre of the Greek Cypriots and colonials from Greece. And therefore, looking back 50 years ago, where we were, and now after 50 years with the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, with our democracy, with our full-fledged institutions of our state, and living in the Eastern Mediterranean in peace, in harmony and tranquility, and with a lot of hope, looking to the future. Once more, my heartfelt thanks to the Turkish army for their very successful operation. And once more, I commend and reconsider with good wishes all those people who lost their lives in the sacrifice of their lives for our peace and for our successful future. There have been a lot of lives lost. We commend them with gratitude. And also, once more, thanks to all those who have contributed to our state in the last 50 years, which is, I think, a success story in the Eastern Mediterranean. Thank you very much.